Hey Charles, how you doing today?
Doing outstanding. Glad to be back on the How You Doing Today show. And
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to this review. It's done by a fabulous artist. Go ahead and
yeah,
tell us who it is, Lee.
yeah. It's a guy named Lee Gerstmann. It's me, and it's an album called Cozy Arrangements. You know, you might not know this, but you might not be surprised. I used to do tons and tons of piano demos of me doing songs that were supposed to be maybe for albums in the future. And I
Huh,
never
really?
did get any of them done. And I don't have any of those tapes anymore. And now, with a lot of the capabilities of AI technology, those songs, I would love to know how they would sound with that. But this stuff I did purposefully because I wanted to sound like Van Morrison's album, his band, and the street choir. It didn't quite sound like that, but it sounded so good anyway. And I was, hey, right on, man. And then the cover, I can't complain about that. I arranged the cover too. And hey, right on, man.
Hey, you're proud of it. The
Yeah.
way I won't get into the way you described it to me. It was a choice between this and something else. I'll just say it was. Let's just say it was compared to an R&B legend that
Yeah.
is somebody I admire highly. So I said, yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this one.
Right on.
That's about all I knew. So let's get into the great mellow
Okay.
tones of Lee Gerstmann
Yeah.
cozy arrangements. I'll go first,
Okay,
whatever
you can
whatever
go
the
first.
track is.
Okay, the first song, and I'm sure you have the right
Yes, I do.
songs, but anyway, the first song is Cozy Arrangements. What do you think?
The electric piano is definitely my fancy. I dig the feel of this one. Very loungy and in a good way. Not that corny type, that sultry type. This has a cool, chilled out R&B vibe to it. I love the drums on it. Definitely tips its hat to some late 60s, early 70s R&B. The horn solo is fantastic. This one was a winner for me, Lee. Go ahead.
Right on, I put, this is a cool first song with a nice chill vibe and slow sound. I dig it. It talks about how people are close and then they get apart, and with the hope of maybe getting back together again. It's a cool song that probably speaks to a lot of people, and the music is cool too. Okay, now for Feeling Like This. It's a cool soulful rocker, and it's a song about feeling empty, but with a tinge of overdependence, which gives it an odd edge, but still interesting, and musically it's right on. As if it could have had more positive lyrics and it would have worked also, but I like how it is, and it's cool. What do you think?
I almost thought we were getting a love boat type song or a Captain and Tennille song, but then the drums kick in and it goes into a better type of song for me. The strings are really great on this. Drums are a bit too high in the mix and a bit too basic for the song. Could have jazzed those up a bit, but that's my only complaint. Which, with the program used, I understand it's a bit hard to perfect that anyway. But this one came out nicely, I'd say, and I could see a group doing this, so a solid song here.
Right on. What do you think of As If It Ever Mattered?
The vocalist here sounds a bit like Chris Stapleton. But hey,
Oh,
maybe he could cover this.
huh.
I'd tone the drums down again on here. They're a little too high in the mix, but musically everything is fine. So it's just a production choice here or there thus far. because and it's limited. I understand, but because this song is strong, damn strong. I'd say this is a great beefed up demo, and a group could run with this and be happy with the song itself.
Right on. I put, this is an interesting, complicated song lyrically about a guy who's conflicted about whether or not his lover feels good about him or not, and he goes back and forth with it. That sort of behavior would make me impatient if I was the lover being questioned, but musically it holds up and fits the music, and I do like it. And it seems the most Al Greenish so far. So that's alright also. And now for Let Me Walk Over Here. Okay. Lyrically, it makes a bit of a big deal about a guy who wants to walk on the other side of the street as a change of pace and asks if his partner wants to come with him. I didn't think about whether or not it could also be about racial crossings, but I guess that could also work. It's about wanting to walk on the other side of the street, but I like the music, and as a song it works well, and one of the better tracks on the album. What do you think?
I love the guitar work on this. It reminds me of some of those great Temptation songs. I love R&B music with actual instrumentation. You know, guitars, bass horns, drums, maybe a little piano. And the drums are great here, so they got it together. This would definitely be a great song to hear at a dive bar. Solid vocals too. This is a blissful experience. This one right here, probably my favorite to this point. Let Me Walk Over There.
Right on. What do you think of I Figured?
A piano-driven song, and this one seems a bit out of place. I do like it, but it isn't on the same wavelength as the really good songs in here. I'm sure the root is R&B, but it comes across differently, like the square peg and a round hole or any of those corny analogies. I think it's a good song. It just needs to be on a different album.
Huh. I put this as like a casual, fun conversation about two people teasing each other about how one likes the other. It's cute. Musically, it's one of the better songs on the album. It's quite good and a good song and a cool song to close side 2. I mean side 1, what I thought. Anyway, now for Let's Get On With It. This is an interesting song about someone self-conscious about another person who might or might not be critical of the person. But it's something I can relate to, and the music fits it. I think the music is a little bit stronger than the lyrics, but these are the right lyrics, so it's all good. What do you think?
To me, we got a little Jimmy Buffett feel here. That's how I hear it.
Oh!
Seems like I don't necessarily mean, I'm just saying. Because it seems like it'd be a good listen at an oyster bar.
Huh.
Nice groove to it, that's for sure. I'm not a big Jimmy Buffett fan, by the way. But just, like a tropical, outdoorsy kind of thing like he tried to do. Has a lot of that Lee lyrical charm here as well.
Huh.
This one's just a cool breeze, groovy little tune here for a Jimmy Buffett style song. To me.
Oh, I would not have thought of that, but maybe I should give it to my
Margaritaville, the restaurant.
My old driver who drove me to school, whose cousin's son was Jimmy Buffett. She's probably 90 now, but she might like it.
Well,
anyway,
what's worse, any Jimmy Buffett song or Kokomo?
Oh,
it's better than Kokomo.
Thank you.
It's better than Jimmy Buffett.
Okay,
so, but it's like that tropical, eating oysters and drinking outside at the beach.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This comes right after Nantucket, and then people don't have to throw up their drink.
Better than that, too. It's better than
that. Yeah. Thank you.
I got Nantucket PTSD.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think of How Do You Like Your Eggs?
Being Being a bit of a Suno composer myself, this is stuff I come up with. This may be a little less silly than something I'd come up with, actually. I mean, scrambled like my logic, that's pretty profound, actually. And we're back into that smoky lounge here, and it's fantastic. It's a little hard to take it serious about being about eggs, but whichever. Great playing and singing can make anything work. It's a bit comedic, but well played and sung. I also like them scrambled like my logic, but with no ketchup.
Yeah, and I actually wrote those as words. So, yeah. Suno did some, but I did most. But anyway.
That was the best lyric in the song. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah. Okay. This sounds like Al Green teaming up with Billy Preston, which is not what I originally thought of when I wrote it, but gosh darn, it works. Lyrically, it could be metaphorical and sexy, and a song couples could hear during their waking up from the last night's activities phase, or it could simply be a song about cooking eggs. But the sexiness is still there, and I can imagine the guy with the spatula while his lover has a warm smile and going, It's a cool song, and perhaps a little bit Bob James-ish as well, which is another neat little touch. Okay, now for meaningful, I guess. This time the blueprint is Brian McKnight, which I absolutely have no problem with at all. In fact, I can imagine at one point actually wanting Brian McKnight to sing one of my songs. This sounds just like a fun-loving, soulful song. I forget if there was any conflict in it. I was just grooving to the music, which is quite great. What do you think?
See, for me, for some reason, I could see Bruce Hornsby doing this one.
Maybe do you know who Brian McKnight is?
Yes, I know who Brian McKnight is.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's cool. Okay, go on with Bruce Hornsby.
Who he was.
Okay.
But
right, thank you.
I said I could see him doing this one.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, maybe it's the nifty piano work, and I think his vocalizations would be good for it. If you pick Brian McKnight or Bruce Hornsby to do your song, you can't go wrong either way.
Hey, you know what? I might not be against giving Bruce Hornsby the song, and I have a lot of things that I could tell him that because I do kind of like his music.
Yeah, we did a Bruce Hornsby jazz thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with the lyrics on this one. Just another cool breeze type of song. A bit of a lovely, lazy type song. Nice little guitar solo. So this one is another oh yeah for me. And I see Bruce Hornsby, you see Brian McKnight. All right.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, you were impressed with the lyrics, and I forgot with the lyrics for the most part. But anyway, that's okay. Anyway, what do you think of Waiting for Morning Again?
I hear Jodeci doing this one. What do you think, Lee?
Jodeci?
Yeah, see? It
will be the only song of his that I would like, but sure.
It's not Jodeci's not a he, it's a group. Another contemplative piano song.
All right.
And the piano is strong. I was teasing you. But it's Jodeci as a group. The piano is strong. A tad bit shakier lyrically, but it's not the worst. They can just be tightened up a little bit. Now, I could hear Chris Martin sing a song like this. You know Chris Martin?
Coldplay.
Yeah, even though Coldplay isn't my jam, it is many others. So nothing wrong with that, right? If you're in the business.
I like the song Clocks.
Yeah, there you go. I don't have to love everything, and I didn't love this one, but somebody will. So go ahead, Lee.
Well, that's fine. Anyway, this is the only song which seems at least structurally to retain any of the Van Morrison intention I originally was striving for, even though the vocals are not at all like Van's, or the song arrangement. But
like
the arrangement...
Coldplay. Like Coldplay. Nothing like Van Morrison.
Oh,
I'm just interjecting. That's just
no, it's okay. Or the song arrangement, but the arrangement is fantastic. And this is one of the best songs on the album. It's simply about someone walking outside in the early morning, which I've done, and it captures the feeling of it beautifully. Great tune. Okay.
I've done it many times too. I've got thrown out. You don't have no choice, and then you go lay on a park bench.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've had friends who had that happen, and then they called me to help them. I didn't have that, but I had friends who did.
You're a blessed man.
Anyway, last song. Oh goodness. This time it's totally Billy Preston, with Bob James producing, but with a tiny little moment when Tom Dowd sneaked into the studio to add his 2 cents. It's a cool song, another of the better songs on the album, and a great album closer. What do you think?
I heard Radiohead all over this.
Oh.
No, fuck no. I hate them more than Coldplay. This one has a bit of an Al Green feel musically. I didn't think of Billy Preston, but I could see that.
Yeah.
Because the singer here, but the singer on this track isn't quite as good as Reverend Al. But that could be fixed. Because music isn't perfection in that realm of Suno, but it's just like Lee said, you throw it on there, you don't know what you're going to get, and sometimes it shocks you. It's better than what you thought, and then other times it's like, well, could be tightened up. And the singer isn't terrible on it, but it's just not as good as good old Reverend Al.
I hear you.
The guitar solo is excellent, but I will say, as much little fun I've had making a little joke here and there, overall, this has been one of my favorite Lee albums so far. 9.5 out of 10.
Thank you. You know what? I did it with the intention of making it a real good soulful album, and
mission accomplished.
Thank you. You might not know it, but the original versions with me singing with my piano are on YouTube. I don't promote them much, but they are on. And I found that I wasn't sure how good I did, but these versions, I think, even though they're slightly different than mine, beat mine. That's me. But mine aren't as short by a couple of minutes. And if you were to hear my originals, you would at least hear maybe a little more playing, but for the most part, I wouldn't suggest mine over this. I think this is the definitive version.
I only can give you a half point off because of that fucking Coldplay type of song, but other than the rest of it, it's fantastic.
You mean the Waiting for Morning Again?
Yeah.
Which is one of my very favorites.
Well, you can't win them all.
And that I did not have at all Coldplay in mind. But I love the song Clocks, so maybe I did.
Yeah.
That's weird. You have a keen ear.
This was one of my favorite Lee albums, so definitely check this one out, folks. It's a good one. It's Lee Gerstmann, the great incomparable Lee Gerstmann with cozy arrangements.
Thank you so much.
Take us on home, Lee.
Okay, I'll take you home by saying bye-bye, everybody.